Good morning, and welcome to New Thought Community's Sunday celebration. I'm Reverend Michelle, and I will be your speaker this morning. My talk is entitled Life Reimagined. But before I get started, I'd like to thank all those amazing creative individuals who work so diligently to put our program together each week. Deep bow of gratitude. I think we can all agree that our lives have changed dramatically from just 6 months ago. In the Peruvian shamanic culture, this is called a pachacuti. A pachacuti is an upheaval. And I believe that our lives are currently in a state of upheaval. We've never experienced anything like this before, at least not to this degree. In the midst of the pandemic, many people have fallen ill. Many people have died. Many people have lost loved ones. People have lost their jobs. Businesses have closed. And schools are having to reinvent the way they teach our children. The worldwide economy has been affected. And many people who have the option don't leave their homes except for the essentials. This can be very frightening, and many people are suffering. However, we know from our teachings in the science of mind that the universe is always conspiring for our best and highest good. A pachacuti causes an upheaval like to a plow moving through a field to turn the earth over so that the seeds that are planted can grow. Seeds that are scattered on hard ground never produce. Knowing that the universe conspires for my best and highest good, and that an upheaval or a pachacuti is necessary to produce the seeds of the change that we want to see. Everything is here to help us grow and learn. Everything we experience is an opportunity to expand and live a more fulfilling life. We do really find ourselves in the unknown. We don't know how long this virus is going to last. We don't know how much it's going to impact our lives. However, the unknown does not mean that things have gone wrong. Many times, being plunged into the unknown is a gift yet to be discovered, because there is a divine plan to reveal so much more than we were previously aware of. A quote from the book, You Are the Goddess, by Sophie Bashford states, "While being thrust into the unknown or having truths revealed that feel initially uncomfortable and challenging, know they offer unparalleled chances for growth and positive change." I've been listening to Matt Kahn, a spiritual teacher and an author of the book, Everything is Here to Help You. He likened the virus to the biggest meditation retreat that no one intended on attending. For many of us, this time has given us an opportunity to spend more time in prayer and meditation, more time to reimagine our lives. And I know that the virus has given us an opportunity, and in some cases forced us to look at what was not working and make creative outside of the box changes. Many things were not working well before. However, our culture has taught many of us that in order to be happy, we must be successful, and then defined success as having a lot of stuff. And not that there's anything wrong with possessions, but when our lives become consumed with them and we spend all of our time getting them and then paying for them, we have little time to think how to create a better way of life. It's just the way things are, we may tell ourselves as we put our tired heads on the pillow at night, without time to think about our options, or even if we have options. Whether we are on a forced meditation retreat or are being forced to look at what can or must change, we have the opportunity to grow, to expand, to be more creative, to be kind, loving, and part of the solution. We have the opportunity to reimagine our lives. Many of the areas of our lives were in crisis long before the virus put the spotlight on them. Our classrooms were overcrowded, so students with special needs or coming from homes that don't speak English or from different home environments were just moved through the system. Not because the teachers didn't care. They just didn't have the tools and the support that they needed. Our prisons are overcrowded, and many return to prison because they don't have the tools or the support to be able to live on the outside. And even though we have made progress, racial inequality is still very real, and many people suffer the pain of it. So, the list is long. Hunger, immigration, healthcare, education, but so are the opportunities to change and to reimagine how they can be. So how do we start? Kindness is always a good place to start, along with her sister's love and compassion. Many of us have heard the quote attributed Gandhi, "Be the change that you want to see in the world." And here is the complete quote. "We but mirror the world. All the tendencies present in the outer world are to be found in the inner world of our body. If we change ourselves, the tendencies of the world changes. As a man and woman change their own nature, so does the attitude of the world change. This is the divine mystery supreme, a wonderful thing, and the source of our happiness. We need not wait to see what others will do." We don't have to wait. We can reimagine our lives and change the tendencies of the world. This is so very powerful. So first, let's consider kindness. Kindness, according to Danielle Berknock, being kind is going the extra mile in helpfulness, demonstrating a generosity of spirit. A generous spirit is quick to give help when needed. Being kind is showing love, because love is kind. I try to remember when someone acts out that they're scared. And I may not understand their fear, but it is real to them. I try to remember that they believe just as strongly what they believe as I believe what I believe. We are all doing the very best that we can. Maya Angelou says, "Do the best you can until you can do better. And when you can do better, do better." I want to hold this for myself and for all beings. It is not my job to tell someone that they are wrong or they are ignorant. It is my job to be kind. It is my job to listen. It is my job to offer considerations if they're wanted, and to listen to what their considerations are. Love and compassion are next. When I remember that we are all one, it is much easier for me to stay in a place of love and compassion. Ernest Holmes says, "All people are the incarnation of one spirit." A quote from our Science of Mind textbook. "The circle of love is complete. It comprehends all, includes all, and binds all together with the cords of everlasting unity. I cannot depart from its presence nor wander from its care. My love is complete within me. The love of God binds me to itself and will not let me go. I shall make a home for you, O my wonderful love, and we shall journey through life hand in hand. I shall sit in your presence and learn wonderful things, for you are God." Next is listening and consideration. I have good friends of almost 30 years, and we have supported each other through the difficulties of life. We have celebrated the joys, and we have enjoyed nature together. They are good people with good hearts, and we have different opinions on the ways of the world. Before COVID, I didn't want to hear those differences. I would change the subject or refuse to have the discussion, or sometimes I would simply go away. Recently, a topic came up that we disagreed on, and they stated their opinions, and I stated mine. And one of them became very passionate and told me that I didn't know what I was talking about because I had never had a direct experience with this situation. He was right. I had not. So I listened, and they listened, and the conversation ended with hugs and dinner. And I was very proud of myself because, unlike before, I was willing to have the conversation without judgment and to be able to reimagine our friendship. Next is action. What action can I take to bring the change I want to see in the world? How can I reimagine my life? The most powerful way I know is to live by example. If I want love, I give love. If I want compassion, I must be compassionate. If I want to be listened to and heard, then I must listen and really hear what someone else has to say to me. I want to let my creativity grow. I want to try to do something different every day, and then to recognize it, to meditate on it, to expand it into the change that I want to see. I can't change everything in the world that I want to see changed, but I can do my part. We can all do our part. Whatever we decide that part is, we have that freedom. And that's when real change occurs. I have a quote here from Ernest Holmes that says, "Never limit your view of life by any past experience. The possibility of life is inherent within the capacity to imagine what life is, backed by the power to produce this imagery or divine imagination. It is not a question of failing or succeeding. It is simply a question of sticking to an idea until it becomes a tangible reality. The illusion is the way we look at things. We have looked at poverty, degradation, and misery until they have assumed gigantic proportions. Now we must look at harmony, happiness, plenty, peace, and right action until they appear." My life is currently being reimagined. Those of you who know me know my love of nature, especially the mountains and the river. And before this current upheaval, I had not considered leaving Fresno. My spiritual community and my family are in Fresno. But then a wonderful opportunity to move to Oakhurst appeared, and I took it. I said yes. I have learned that with technology, I can stay connected. I can give and receive remote healing. I can have the Sunday morning healing circle via Zoom. I can have Zoom meetings with friends and family and Facebook. And even when we are able to be in person again, it's just a short hour drive down the mountain, and I can still stay connected via technology. Many friends have also said that they are happy to come up and visit me once that's possible. I'm only 30 minutes from Yosemite. And I am excited to serve the land and the river and to find out what happy changes will come and how my life will truly be reimagined. I recently heard of a woman who wanted to join our Science of Mind 1 classes, but she lived in South Carolina. Last year, this would have been difficult, if not impossible. In September, our Science of Mind classes will be on Zoom. Technology has given us the opportunity to be of service, even in South Carolina. So, I invite you to ask yourself, how can I reimagine my life? What am I passionate about? What brings me joy? What new ways can I create? We can reimagine our lives and be the change that we want to see in the world. Namaste.